episode 50, and I have a new segment for you. So I'm not alone. I have Alexis here with me today. I've been thinking about this for a while. I want to introduce to you some of the amazing women that I've met along the way in my experience of living in China, working in China, and people I've met around in Brisbane as well, who are, you know, stretching themselves, working towards like the greater cause of understanding, removing ignorance, and just helping the cause of greater cultural awareness. Would you like to tell us who you are, Alexis?
So hi, my name's Alexis Wagner and I live on the Gold Coast. I work at Griffith University and I am about to embark on a year teaching contract at Fudan International School, and I'll be teaching grade 1.
Yes, I want to talk about all the you know, the work you've done in the community here in Queensland to advance the cause. So I know that when I first met you, you were working as a volunteer in the Australia China Youth Association.
Yes. I was actually in a division called the Engaging China Project, and myself and another man, Alan, we headed up the Queensland team. And what our main goal was to promote Chinese literacy in schools around Queensland and on a national scale around Australia. So we would do workshops promoting the idea of China to mainly high school students, and I was also trying to push looking at workshops with primary school students.
So admirable. That's so cool. Because you live in the Gold Coast,
Yes.
You've also done lots of work with the Gold Coast Chinese Club.
Yeah, so I became a committee member of the Gold Coast Chinese Club a few years ago, and then I was appointed as a committee secretary. So we are a bunch of Chinese people, minus me, and promoting China within the community, and also as a place where Chinese people can come and feel like they're a part of the community. Every year they run a Dragon Boat Festival, and this year it will be the 30th anniversary of the Dragon Boat Festival on the Gold Coast.
And then there's also the new Gold Coast Chinatown.
Yeah, so that's the Chinese club has had a lot to do with that. It's been launched only in the last few months, I think, and they have a once a month, like a really cool dinner market in the nighttime in the street. So that's quite nice.
Local community, you ran a really groovy like multicultural playgroup.
So I came up, I was my daughter's 1, and I was sitting in the hospital, and you know how you have your checkups, you know, every month or whatever, and I was sitting there and I saw this advertisement for Playgroup Queensland, and it's like, we're looking for people to start playgroups, and I thought, wouldn't that be fun to have an Asia culture playgroup? It was every week we looked at a different country in Asia, and so I had 7 different activities based on the multiple intelligences. So you would have dress up, would have puzzles, would have sensory activities, reading, and toys.
So good to expose the kids to that at a young age, because I myself, the reason why I started learning Chinese came down to, you know, having a Japanese exchange teacher at primary school who came in when I was in grade 2 and just brought all this cool stuff that I'd never seen before, like folding paper and interesting food, and that kind of just piqued my interest from a young age. So it's so key to get people interested in road, and there's a lot of people who don't appreciate, you know, they don't even understand why it's important to kind of understand. So what kind of keeps you going? Why do you what motivates you?
I'll probably talk about a challenge that I had at first. I studied a Bachelor of Asian Studies, and at that time I knew that I wanted to do something to do with education in Asia, but I didn't really know what. And I thought, I spent some time in China, and I thought, you know, really maybe if I'm teaching about Asia, or, you know, that may be a good way to do it. And so after I finished my degree, I tried to enroll in a education, and I wasn't accepted. Asian studies has nothing to do with education. So that was a big challenge, but after I fought, I was let in.
Oh, great.
And and then the opportunities opened up. So I guess if you see what you want to do and
don't
you
take no
don't
for
take
an
no
answer.
for an answer. And if you're really passionate about it, it will happen.
From the day that I first met you, I saw you across the table.
Yeah. It was the briefing for the Asian
that's
Century
right.
White Paper.
Yeah, this was a Brisbane function
Yeah.
put on by DFAT, and Alexis was sitting across from me and she was like talking my language. I was like, oh, I need to know her. So we
Yeah.
exchanged contacts and
Yeah.
we've been Twitter friends, and it's really
Yeah.
cool. So I'm really going to have my eye on Alexis, as I do in my Twitter feed, to see what she's doing, because it's so exciting. So this is just a segment where we highlight women who are making a difference and plodding along in spite of like the flack and the backlash that, you know,
Yeah.
and sometimes the absence of an understanding of why even the point, why
Yeah.
even do it. So nice to have you,
Thank
Alexis.
you. Thanks for having me.
So I hope you like this video. Please share it with people who might find it inspiring. My website is studiochina.com.au. I'd love you to come over there and sign up for my newsletter so you can keep up to date with what's happening. I should be back later this week for another episode of Studio China Chats.